guys, welcome to the stream and Merry Christmas. Today we have another Global Lab patch, December 22nd. Shout out to Black the Foundry. There will be a link to the homepage that I'm using to get this translation. Check it out, bookmark it, and let's dive into it. Right, today is absolutely huge. This is one of the biggest patches we've seen in ages, honestly. We have a lot of changes to the game, quality of life, grind spot and everything, but we also have, as you can see, a huge class patch today. And this is going to be one of the most impactful patches on class balance in a long time. This one here is all about protections and CCs on pretty much every single class. The classes that are not here, there's a few classes that are not affected, but pretty much all Awakening and Succession specs are getting some very, very substantial changes in protections and CCs. So we'll cover that at the end because it's huge. And I do want to say, if you want to check out the details, check out the link and check out your own class. There is so much going on here. So let's dive into it real quick. Guild League. Guild League is the 15 versus 15 guild stuff. They're doing a trial mode. Basically, you're going to be queuing up with your guild. You can be between 10 and 15 players when you zone in. There will be penalties if people leave the matches. So they're trying to incentivize people to actually play and do this, right? The rewards are looking pretty good. Our round will be 20 minutes. And the victory condition is 1,000 points or 100 kills, or whoever has the most points when the time runs out. You respawn in 2 different areas, you spawn up. It's basically a team deathmatch. Rewards currently are going to be on a win, 200 million silver, plus 3 of every perfume, some well attendees, some essence of courage, valor and everything. And over here it's still going to be 1 perfume and 100 mil on our laws. We are getting 4 maps that are all based around popular GvG spots. So Cappadocia out at Centaurs, you have the Elder's Bridge, Stars Ends, which I think is going to be the favorite map of everyone. Definitely one I'm thinking is going to be the most fun one and most balanced. And then also one that I'm very excited about because I've had some of my best GvGs in Sucria Abyssal Ruins. So super cool to see these 4 maps here. Hopefully they're going to be like spacious enough. Some of these look very narrow and canalized. So I'm not sure how they're going to play if you're fighting over a bridge, right? It's going to be very, very weird. Some classes are going to be really good and really bad. But it's going to be very, very different fighting in all these places. So very excited to try that out. You also have some attraction improvements. They are going to be the quest line. You don't have to do quest line now. So you can go and do the season mission and the season quest without getting attuned to the dungeons anymore. We're also getting plus 20 base energy. It should be easier for new players to start doing the quest where you have to consume energy and talk to people. So all players as new will get plus 20 energy with this patch. They're also adding a fixed entrance to both Arkman and Historia Ruins. So you'll be able to go to these places and zone in without having to look for a portal. On top of that, they are changing the looks of the portals. So the Arkman one will look like this, and the Historia portal will have this outline over here. So if you are riding around in the desert and you spot a portal, you will know where it takes you. Or you can just go to the fixed entrances. Next up in this regard as well is now you can autopath in the desert and also in the ocean. But you will need a compass in your inventory. So you can do like the normal ones, the one that expires, or maybe you have the infinite compass already. So this is going to be a lot easier to traverse the desert for new players and then going for Arkman and Historia. Also, this is important in the long run because they did announce a Caltheon Ball that we're getting Dekia versions of these spots, so they will be super in-game viable whenever we get info about that. But nothing about that so far, but this is also a change for veteran players going forward. There are some quests you need to do to be able to process higher materials. They are going to be done, so you're not going to get stuck trying to make some of the processing. it's just going to be auto done. You don't have to do these weird annoying quests anymore for new players, so that's a great quality of life, a bit less confusion for people trying to do some missions along the way. The free Ted Blackstar you get from your season, you can now turn that into a Guardite weapon. It will not be sellable, but if you want to go the Guardite enhancing route, you can now take your season Ted Blackstar, turn it into Guardite, and start tapping. For the first of these items here, they are going to be merging, and they're doing the first one now. It's the beginner Blackstone, so this will not affect the market in any way. But now we're seeing the first steps to unify a lot of these items, like the Blackstones, the Hearts and Sharps, etc. So that's great. I'm excited to see them getting done with those rollouts going forward. But first one here, beginner Blackstones. Monster Zone changes. This is a huge one. I'll do the TLDR if you want to check out specific grind spots and see like the numbers and everything. You can do that. The TLDR is they are buffing the grind spots that are high AP, and on the numbers do not look like they are competing with Thornwood, etc. So for those, it is Crypt, it's Orlan's, Ash Forest, and Underground Gyfen. They're changing the AP caps of those, so you will scale better with AP, but then increasing HP and things like that. So we're gonna have to wait and see like where the equilibrium damage is, like how much AP would do the same damage as now, etc. They are also increasing trash from these places, increasing the value of these places, and important, they are removing all accessory combination materials. So that's your red shards and black shards to make chunk red accessories. The spectral and abyssal gaze, they are also being removed. However, don't worry, we will be compensated. So here you can see if you have any black shards of any type, once this patch rolls out, you will be getting silver, depending on the marketplace prices. So depending on your region and everything, you will be compensated, so you don't have to panic and sell them or anything like that. If you are having any of the bprimegaming items, or also Dawn earrings, the Dawn's Resplendent, you will be getting the full completed item sent to you. So again, no need to worry, no need to panic. You will lose nothing. So any of you, like me, that has these items in your inventory for, I don't know, might as well, you will be compensated with a completed item. They are also removing those completely from the drop table and buffing the raw drop chance to be the same as before. So hopefully that should be the same amount of bprimegaming and Dawns, etc. on average. As you can see the numbers here and everything from the mobs, Olin's Valley, Digia Olin's Valley, Ash Forest, Digia Ash, Gyfen, etc. Also, City of the Dead is getting some nice buffs, and also Cyclops. We also have the guild boss changes. They are changing the guild bosses around to be stronger and better and different attack patterns. More HP, different attack patterns on the bosses, and then they're changing the drop. So for the guild bosses, they're adding Rebellious Crystals, but also the Black Spirit Crystals, Awakening, and Volterra Crystals, which are used to make these. So finally, there might be a supply of Rebellious Crystals to the game, so you don't have to do Valencia Part 2. Super happy. They're also adding a guaranteed 200 mil here. 100 mil gold bar and other gold bars, like buffing the drops significantly from all of these. They are also increasing the drop chance from Puturum, the bird boss, of pry and do accessories by 3 times. Bunch of other stuff, Khan increases as well, so it should be a lot more profitable to do the guild bosses with your guild. So I'm really happy to see these changes to give like actual real tangible value to being in a guild. The 15 versus 15 should be fun if guilds actually queue up for it and play it. Plus these guild missions buffs and now also the guild buffs. Really cool. I'm happy to see that. Now a big change here for the Ulita region in total. Basically what's happening is they are over here in this village, the Muskar village. You will be getting your church buffs, you will be getting your daily quest, and you will be getting your house buffs. They are adding 2 houses into this city here. So this place is where you're going to be getting all your buffs and everything now if you're grinding in the Ulita region for your artifacts, your boots, your telescope or whatnot. Finally, they've done it. So you don't have to run to Splashing Point or Altanova for all of this. Super good change. So happy to see this. Right, also a small change here to the UI. You can now see if you have a horse out, if it's a male or female horse or whatever, so you can kind of like get an idea if you're doing, if you need a special horse, where it is. Some bug fixes like small stuff, nothing here like closing UI on hits and all that. Nothing big, nothing like actual tangible bug fixes. And then we have the class changes, and I'm gonna cover it very, very briefly because this is huge. So, and it's huge as a totality because it affects pretty much all classes. So it's gonna change PvP a bit, right? I'll read this and we'll quickly talk about it. But if you want to look at your class specifically, I urge you to check the link in the description and go check your class. But I'll give you a TLDR of what they've done. Pretty much for most classes, they have changed one of our protected CCs, removed it. So for Awakening Warrior, also for Warrior, it is Chopping Kick. It's a super armor, short cooldown bound. A great ability. They removed the CC from that ability. Now, in compensation, they gave Reckless Blow for Warrior full super armor. So we lost our protected CC in our pre-awaken kit, and we gained one in our awaken kit. And on Succession, again, they lost one, but they gained our CC on Earth Tremor, our super armor bound now. So they took an ability, and they did it for most classes. That was a super armor, a protected CC. That was like an absolute skill. They changed it to just be a protection. And then they gave the Awakening Kit a protected CC, and the Prime abilities a protected CC. There are some classes that didn't get this. For example, Sockshades got nothing. But to be fair, it didn't really have issues with protections and CCs and stuff like that. So it's a very, very big update here. There's also a lot of abilities that lost CCs and gained protections. And in general, that's going to be buffs because the CCs that was lost was oftentimes not used, or where the abilities were like a buff or a debuff, and they get a protection as well here. So more protection in the game, and some reductions of CCs, but overall it's looking really good. Every single class, we went through them all here on the stream at twitch.tv/bprimegaming, and pretty much all the people playing the classes like, yes, this is a great change, great change. So really exciting. Of course, there are some winners. Some classes got more than others, but that is the TLDR on the patch here for all of the classes. These changes will be out in Korea next maintenance, and then they will basically be test servering it. And if it's looking okay, they will apply it to the rest of the world as well. Guys, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to drop a comment if you have any questions. And also feel free to drop by the stream at twitch.tv/bprimegaming, where we cover these things live. And I'll see you all in the next one. Merry Christmas.